Hi everybody, how you doing? Well, I'm going to start this video again. I've already started it. I had it halfway done and then my computer needed to do an update. So it kind of not expected. So I'm going to start again. All right, so what I want to show you today is that, we have 12 by 12, and unless you do scrapbooking per se for family pictures and so forth, you wonder what else can I do with it? Well, I'm going to show you something that I have done a few of, and it's a lot of fun. It's a good way to use your paper, and it can be very decorative at the same time. I'll show you two of my examples. And I have one here that you can do up and put in a frame and make it as a decor, house decor, which is very pretty. In this point, I left a lot of white space, just through. True friendship is one of God's greatest gifts. That's a stamp from Stampin' Up. And I found it looked a little retro to me, so I added a card saying best friends, and I added a few flowers, and here is a die cut, and I added some little rhinestone, just something simple. And I added it in a dollar frame, square dollar frame. A Dollarama frame for those in Canada, and this is what I come up with. The second one I'm going to show you is a little busy, if you like that kind of thing. This is for my craft room. I went to a day of crop, and this is what I end up doing, and I'm absolutely in love with it. I think it's sweet. I also love the white space in the other one, but this one here is much busier, and it's just a crafting. Everybody's, let's stay up late and craft, and you paint my world of happiness. It's all about crafting, and I absolutely love it. But it's the same idea. It's all something created on a 12 by 12 cardstock. So I thought I'm going to make another one, and I like to use one of my paper pads here and use some decorative paper instead of using all little pieces. So here's an 8 by 8 Moonchild by Frank Garcia. There's 6 double-sided and 5 sheets each. I'm part of a group that is called Craft Swap Canada, for those of you who just kind of don't know about this particular company, but I buy from them, which is Sandy is the owner, and she has, for members of Craft Swap Canada, she gives us a 10% discount, and it's called CFC Craft Supplies. So come on down and check out the site, because I think you'll really enjoy it. And it's a great bunch of girls from Canada, and we have a lot of fun. We've been together for a few years now, and it's a lot of fun. It's good to have somebody that is in the same interest as you are. But I bought this paper from her, and it's really nice and majestic, I guess, with the moon and all kinds of stuff. So I thought, I think I'd like to try that. So this is what I did. First of all, I cut out down my paper 12 by 12 to fit comfortably into the frame by not even 1/4 of an inch on each side, just so it'll slide into the glass and not onto the ledge of the frame. And I took, I was cutting all this on camera when my computer went down, so this will even make it better for you guys as far as being, making it quick. So I cut out, I took out some cardstock. First of all, I took out 3 pieces of cardstock. These 3 colors right here. Okay? And I figured it would go well with what I have. Not accenting as much as the purple, but the blues and pinks and blue-greens and so forth. So this is what I cut out a piece at 8 1/4 by 8 1/4, and then I want to place this one from corner to corner like this. So I'm going to find my center here, and let me see here. 10, 10 and a half is 11. Okay, but right there is a center, like this. 0, perfect, perfect. Okay, so I'm going to center that like that. And then I cut out another piece. This particular piece is 8.5 by 8.25 by 8.25. This piece here is 8 by 8. So I'm going to start by adhering that down to my 12 by 12. You can use whatever you want. It doesn't need to be, you could use liquid glue, just make sure it doesn't ripple so you don't put too much. And this is not going to hold a whole lot because there's going to be a glass on top, so it doesn't have to be anything really, really heavy duty. Now, if you would like to, you can take a pencil and, or you can eyeball it just like I did, but you could use a pencil and you could just kind of eyeball. This is a white pencil. Let me see. Where is my other pencil? There you go. Let's try this. Okay, so 6 and 6 are 12. So let's say about there. I know that is my center. And if I want to do one on this side, just to reassure myself, I can do it like this. And I always have these T-squares. It's something you should have in your... I particularly think you should have in your craft arsenal. It's only a couple of dollars, and man, does it help you keep things on the right side. I'm just going to align my cardstock with the corner here, and I know it's going to go just a tad over the ledge. That's okay. There you go. Let me try this again without failing. There you go. Okay. Now I'm going to put the other piece, which is a beautiful piece that I chose. You can see there's butterflies and flowers and roses. It's just absolutely gorgeous. This whole paper collection is very nice. It has everything from Galactica kind of scenes to my gosh, to everything, moons and you name it, they have it in here. So I'm just going to add it like so. Oop. I'm just eyeballing it at this point. I'm adding this part in the center. Now, I think I'd like to add a row. So I would definitely try this. My paper trimmer was a little dull here, but if you know the trick to this, is you take a file, if ever your blade is dull and it does a little bit of ripple like this, I don't know if you can tell there. All you do is you take dollar store nail file, just a regular nail file, and you just file it off like this, and it becomes really nice and smooth. I always have one handy because I do a lot of paper cutting, and a lot of times my blades get dull. And for some reason, I have a hard time getting blades. So let me try this one. And where would I put it? I'm going to put it where it's not going to reach from top to bottom. So I'm just going to eyeball it a little bit like so. Add some wave to it. And this one here I could add just like that, or I could add another piece on the bottom which would go all the way down. What do you guys think? Kind of like the fact that it overruns it. So I am going to do the same thing. I'm going to tape this down. Now, if some of you are wondering what width is this? Well, this is 2 inches. This piece here is 2 inch wide. This is 2.5. So we have 1/4 inch on each side, and you're just going to lay it approximately in the center, as best as you can. So this is part here. This is 2 inch. This is 2.5 by 8.5. This one here, I had to cut 2 pieces in order to make it the whole length because my paper is only 8 inches. But that's okay. I didn't mind doing that at all. If you have a 12 by 12 sheet of paper, you will not have that issue. There you go. Well, it's not an issue, it's just something that I'm going to fix. So you can tell it's 2 different blue-greens. I love it. I think it's going to go perfect. Now, let me see. I cut out another piece here of cardstock. This is a nice soft pink. And this one here I cut at 6 3/4 all the way around. 6.5, 6 3/4 all the way around. And I'm just going to trim the sides here. Just a little bit. And this one here, I've decided I'm going to add it this way, okay? On top of this. So again, just use your imagination. You don't have to do it exactly like what I did, but if you're not sure and you're just a beginner, just follow my guidance here and you'll have no issue. This is as good for a beginner as it is for somebody experienced. And eyeballing it again, laying it down like so. And then what I did is I cut out another piece 6 by 6. And it's the same thing. It's just a piece from the Gracia, Frank Gracia. I can never pronounce. I don't think of his name. If I like the paper, I like the paper. I don't care who makes it. I'm not a particular fan of certain brands or whatever. Like if it works, if it's a good paper, if it works for me, more power, I will buy it. It's just the way I operate. There you go. So here we have another layer. So this layer, just to recap, is 8.5. No, yes, 8.5. This is 8 inches square. And this one here is 12 inches by 2. This one here is 8.5 by 2.5. And then we're going in here at 6.5 by 6.5 square. And the inside is at 6 inches. It's starting to look really good. I don't know if you can see it really from where you are, but it's starting to really have a nice shape to it. Now, what do we put in there? Well, my idea is I'm going to start with some ribbon. I like to put different textures in what I make. Now, like I said, you can make it the way you like it. I particularly like texture. It just kind of does something for me. Jewels, you know, I don't normally go right only with paper. So I dug out 2 ribbons that I had, could be almost as close as I could get it. And these are brand new ribbons, as a matter of fact. And these, I thought maybe, I don't know if I want to add it here. What do you guys think? Should it be here? Should it be here? Or here? What do you think? If I add one here, and I add the other one on the other side, how would that look? Or like this. I think I like it on the bottom, I think. Well, what do you guys think? If I have enough, I could go right around. Let us give it a try. I'm going to add some glue to this, and you can add whatever you want. I think if I do this, it might be tricky, but I'm going to give it a shot. I have here some Sukwon tape again that I got from Sandy at CFC Crafts Supply online, and she's very quick at mailing it to you. And if it's something particular you're looking for, all you need to do is ask her and she will look for it. She will get anything that you want as long as she can find it. You know, she can get it. She's really easy to work with, very easy. Matter of fact, she for the members, she will even do a monthly basket, so that way there, if you only order one thing, especially in Canada, our postage is so expensive that she gathers enough to make it worth your while. So if you buy a small thing, instead of shipping it, you can put it aside and order more stuff, and then she'll ship it for you. She's really good for that. Really good. And she always tries to get as much as the latest stuff as she can for us. She's a super girl. So now I've got my tape. I'm going to add it right there. I didn't put tape all the way through. I found that to be a little trial and error, so I'm going to put it here, like this. Sandy sells her tape here at a really good price, by the way. And I normally buy a couple of $100 worth when I buy some, because I like them at all different sizes, and she has all different sizes. And I usually get a few of each size because it's something I use a lot, especially if I make journals. I use a lot of that, you know, that tape. Okay, so I've done one. Now I'm going to cut that off like this. And there we have one of these. Okay, like that. Now, would I want another one here? Shoot, yeah, that would look good too. So let's flip it over. Let's do this like that. Or should I put a pink one? I think I'll probably end up putting one. It's easier for me, now that I've done one, to add my tape first. And peel and add my ribbon. The other way was a little tricky to stay straight with the ribbon because the ribbon tends to ripple a bit. Not ripple, but you know what I mean. You girls, all guys, whoever's out there knows what I mean. If you enjoy my video, please subscribe. If you're not subscribed to my channel yet, I'm trying to build my channel. I do not have a lot. I'm very inexperienced when it comes to making videos. But I've been crafting for years, and your comments, subscribing would definitely give me more courage that I'm doing something right. But yeah, it's making videos is something new. But if you don't try it, how are you going to know if you're going to like it? And I've always liked to teach and share what I have. I think it's exciting, so I might have found my niche if I can build it up. Okay, so we have two here. I kind of like that. That's, you know, some people might find that it's a little busy. I don't. But at this point, I don't know if I'm going to add the particular pink. I've cut out 3 pieces here, the 3 colors that I've used. And one I've cut out at 3 inches by 3 3/4. That's the largest. And the second color is 2 3/4 by 3 1/2, and the third one is 2 1/2 by 3 1/4. So if I layer them like this, then I'm going to add this into center like this. So let's just get it down and center it the best as you can. This is what I'm doing here. I'm going to center it the best that I know. Like that. I believe it's straight. And then I'm going to add the other one. Like I said, it doesn't have to be glued all over because it's going to be under a window, so it's really okay. There's another piece and the third piece. And I'll tell you why I'm doing this piece. This center piece here is because I'm going to add, all we have is us right in the middle like this. And that's going to be my fault for my words. You know how you always have these cutaways in your package? You never know what to do with them, or at least some of us don't know what to do with them. This is a great way to use them, and they really add accent to your paper, to your work of art here. Okay, now I cut out 4 more of those cards, and I've cut out this color at 2 1/4 by 3, and I'm going to add these on each corner like this. Okay, so again, all I'm doing is adding some glue. I'm leaving about 1/4 inch all the way around like that, and I'm going to add the other one. See how I'm filling up the space and how pretty and full and attractive it is to the eye. So it's so fun, so fun, so fun. And again, I'm going to add it about 1/4 inch down. Oops. Well, you know, my grandson went out today, got his grandfather brought him out, and he got his beginners. What a fun thing for him to have. He's 16 years old, and he works. He's been working since he was 15, and it's going to be nice for his parents when he gets his driver's license, because he can, they won't have to drive him all over the back to work, back and forth, especially when there's only 4 hours. Anyway, so these are 4 of the cards, and I've picked the ones that I liked, and I'm just going to add them in the center. Did you know how things have changed since the day that we did our beginners? I mean, I don't have a driver's license now because I'm legally blind, but they suspended my license, and rightfully so. But when I got my driver's license, now you're talking 50 years ago, but we were saying, my husband and I, they were never as particular as they are today, which is, a lot more people on the road, so I guess, it's good, a lot more cars on the road. But what not puzzled me, but what got me the most is that he can't go for his driver's license for 8 months. We used to be able to go like two weeks after we got our beginners. They have to wait 8 months. Can you imagine? Oh, I'd die. I'd die if I had to wait 8 months. I'd be so impatient. I do not have patience. But, hopefully they'll know the rules, although most of them, including him, will be taking driving lessons. He's been driving side-by-sides. We live in the country, so he's been driving four-wheelers and side-by-sides for forever. I like this. I really like this. What do you guys think? I think I could add something else to it, though. Do you think rhinestones? Do you think, I don't think pearls, maybe rhinestones, maybe a little bit of bling or something? What do you think? I think so. I think this would bring out some of the sayings and so forth. I'd like the front part to stick out a little more. So I am going to, I believe, here's Wink of Stella. If I do Wink of Stella and I follow all I'm doing is going over these letters because I find they don't stand out enough for me. Don't have to do that, but it's really easy when you're following what's already there. So I'm just going to go back over it, but you get what I'm doing. Hope you're enjoying this because it's really is a lot of fun. And if you have a wedding gift to give, what a nice saying inside here, and build one up like this. What a beautiful gift. I mean, you could even put the date that they married in here, and there's just so much you could do and make it so pretty. Yep, I like that. I like that. And I'm going to leave that like that then. Let me see if I can find something here out of all the little doodads that I have. I do have pieces like this. This would be pretty if this was all the way around. Yeah, I like that, which again gives it a little bit of texture and so forth. I don't think I want a double, but a single one would do just mighty fine. I purchased these at the dollar store. I believe it was where the wedding supplies are at the Dollarama store. And if you go in that aisle, it's usually around the bags, or at least in our store it is, where the bags and gift bags and tissue papers are. They have ribbons and stuff in there too. They don't only have it in the craft area, because we have a very small craft area in ours. We don't have a lot of craft supplies, but I don't buy everything from Dollarama anyway, because there are stuff that not the quality that I'm used to, but I do purchase a fair amount. So I think this would be beautiful, just cutting across like this. Wouldn't you think this would be pretty? I like that. So what I'm going to do again is I'm going to take some thinner one here, Soquan, and again you can check in with CFC Craft Supplies online. It's Sandy, and don't be afraid to say I sent you. And you can even check to see, it's a closed group we have. But if you're a serious crafter and you like swaps, it's the group to get into, because we want, you know, we're very particular on, I'm just a member like everybody else, and we're very particular because we like, there's nothing worse than having someone get into a swap and then they get left out because the person on the other end didn't do their job and didn't send it out. You know, it's it can happen. It can. But we're a pretty good group. A lot of us are there since the beginning, so you can imagine how good our group is, because we've become very cyber friends, but fun. And it's a lot of fun, you know, to have somebody. Well, I find it because I don't craft with anybody, and I craft by myself, and you know, it's hard sometimes to get your mojo going when you're all by yourself. But when you're chit-chatting or seeing what the other person is doing, or seeing what they received, it's a lot of fun. And our swaps are usually 3 swaps a month, 2 to 3 swaps, and they're all about paper crafting, obviously. And depending how big the item is, we're either exchanging cards or envelopes, or we're doing, exchange of papers, or, oh, what else? Oh my gosh. We do what do you call those with the little cards with the holes on the bottom? They look, I can't think. Anyway, we do all kinds of stuff, and it's we have videos all the time, and some of the girls even tape what they receive and they put it on there, and it's fun. It's really, we really have a good bunch. So come on down and see us if you can. I'm sorry for all our friends in America. We only accept Canadian, and the reason for that is because of our postage. I mean, we know that you won't be doing any postage with us at the price that they're charging us to do postage, when you guys, you can fill in a box and for dirt cheap, right? So, it's a little harder, but we're very proud Canadians just the same, and we do what we got to do with what we have, just like you guys. But it's fun. It's fun. I'm almost done here, and it took a little longer than I anticipated. It's because I changed my mind to do something with what I had, so it makes it like, okay. So I'm going to cut this one off. Stretch this one into place with this one. Yep. What do you guys think? I like that. It does make a difference, doesn't it? It really does. It makes a whole big difference. Do you think it should be left like that? Should we add more? More is less, less is more, as they say. I think that's about it for now. So this is me creating something in no time. No plans, just grabbing out a thing, a pad of paper, which is the Moon Child from Frank Garcia. And it's an 8x8 pad, double-sided cardstock, and it's beautiful. Let me put this in a frame to show you. When I go to the dollar store, I always pick up these frames because I find they're inexpensive. I think in our Dollarama they're $4, and they're so inexpensive, and they're white. And if I don't like it that color, I paint it. What's the big deal? You know, they do have black ones, but I don't buy the black ones. I normally buy the white ones because I can change the color if I want to. So just take out the frame like this. You add your. Now you wouldn't have to. You could take you could take the I can't spit it out. The glass out, and you could make like a dimensional. But I'll tell you what I would do too. Maybe not with this one, but what you could do. Just make sure I've got it straight up. Yep. What you could do also is put it under the glass, and then if you wanted to add flowers or something, you could add it on top of the glass and make it a dimensional picture. That would be pretty. Another thing that you could do that would be very helpful for you. Well, helpful. I shouldn't say that. It would be different. Is you could add some. Let's say this particular one was about the beach instead of the moon. Or if it was the moon and I had some little pieces of the moon, I could add them to the front. Then you could add some resin and have a real dimensional picture. It's the sky's the limit. I mean, you just got to use your imagination, and the amount of things that you can do. It's to find the place where you're going to put it sometimes. But I don't sell any of my stuff, so it's just I make it for myself. And it collects dust until some of the grandkids come over and say, oh, I'd like that, maybe I'll give it to them. Look at that. How simple and pretty is that? And it makes a beautiful decoration for your home, office, anywhere you want to. And what I mean by adding to this here, just for an example, let me grab some flowers here. Whoa. Okay. I didn't want to do that. But let's say, for an example, I wanted to add some flowers to decorate. I could add a bunch of flowers here, just to add all to the corner if I didn't have this particular one, and it still would be beautiful because it would sit out on the frame. So, this is just to give you guys an idea. Nothing is written in stone, but everything you can do with these frames is unbelievable. Hope you enjoyed this little tutorial. Have fun crafting. Life is good. Life is great if you want it. And you know what? It's the only thing that don't cost money is happiness. So it's all within inside. Have a great day, guys. We'll catch you soon with some more. And this is Yvonne, and I'm
like a bird on a tree. I'm just sitting here. I got time.